It's time now for our segment with Mayor David Captain. We're in the month of March, and you're going to bring out a regional act this time.
We are. You know, we've been doing this for 10 years.
Yeah.
And this is the first time we got outside the boundaries of the city of Elgin to interview somebody. And with me is a friend of mine from a number of years now is Lesli Melendy. She's the executive director of the Metro West Council of Government.
Wonderful.
And the city of Elgin was a founder of Metro West Council of Government. We've been a member for since the beginning, and I think it's important for the residents of the city to understand what that means. We put money into the organization every year. We pay dues, and it's a big part of how we operate as a city. And it's very important to us as part of our background. And I want to have Lesli go and explain to us what a council of government is and what your job is with the council of government.
And with Metro West as well,
With
the Council of Government. So
That's
welcome to our city. You love Elgin, don't you?
I do love Elgin. I do love Elgin. There's a lot to do. It's close to my house, so I visit it often. Mhm.
Wonderful. Tell us about
So,
it.
thank you. Thank you for having me. So Metro West is, like the mayor said, a council of government. And there are several regional councils of governments around the state of Illinois. And so Metro West Council of Government covers Kane, Kendall, and DeKalb counties. And we have 33 municipalities that covers 750,000 voices. So we
Wow.
represent all those municipalities and their constituents. And so a regional approach is really the best way to address issues that Northern Illinois handles. It's different than Southern Illinois and other parts in the city of Chicago. So we work with other COGs. There's a DuPage COG, there's a Metropolitan Chicago COG, and we work on various issues like LGDF, transportation issues, anything that has a regional feel to it. I'm the executive director. I've only been here a couple of years. Before that, we had a wonderful executive director that has retired, and prior to that, I worked in state government. So I bring a unique slant to the position in my relationships and my knowledge of legislation. And legislation is a large part of what Metro West does. We're able to advocate on behalf of Elgin and our other members
Wonderful.
for, like I said, things like LGDF and current issues that go through. I go to Springfield and I lobby for legislation like the pension reform that we just went through last session. We watched the police reform that was just passed. So we kind of update our members, and we have various events throughout the year that we can involve our members in that also involve our legislators. So we have a Springfield Drive Down, which we go down and we allow all of our members to come down with us. And that's a really good opportunity for our legislators to get to know what is happening in local government.
Yeah.
So we do many things that benefit all of our members.
And it really opened up your eyes to things going on in our entire area, didn't it, Mayor?
Absolutely. And I think one of the real values is that as the mayor of the city of Elgin, the second largest city in the organization, Aurora, of course, is the largest. We're like bookends of Kane County. But we also learn that the small communities have different problems than us. And this is a big state, and it's Metro West represents over 30 municipalities, and we all have different problems. And it's an active group. I'm on a couple of committees. I'm on a legislative committee, and I'm a chairman of the Northwest Water Planning Alliance, which is part of from Metro West. I've been a leader in that, and that involves 5 counties, and we talk about drinking water supplies. So it's cover a lot of ground and things in a lot of future planning. And certainly a part of it is the dealings with the state government. And that's where Lesli expertise and acts as a lobbyist with us. We have a professional lobbyist that we hire as well to carry our issues down to Springfield.
And you love the Springfield Drive Down because the mayor on other occasions has gone down there many times. That's great to go down there and represent that. Mayor, you were president in 2014.
That's correct, yeah.
What were your duties then before we talk about?
Well, we ran the board meetings. We had, acted as chairman of the board. We had probably 20 people that serve on a board, past presidents and mayors from various communities around the Kane County and Will County and DeKalb County. We have people that serve, they represent the counties on the COG as well. And so it's really a broad brushstroke, and we try to be sensitive to the needs of the whole group.
Right.
Captains.
The great thing about Metro West is that we have a membership that has, like the mayor said, very large communities down to very small communities. So the whole idea is that there's strength in numbers. And so if you're a large community, you're going to have the benefit of a regional support. And if you're a smaller community, you might not be able to have as big of a voice as an Elgin or an Aurora or even an Algonquin. And so it's a benefit to all sizes of our municipalities.
And as the mayor mentioned, the Springfield trips were very conducive for knowledge, weren't they?
Springfield trips are great, and I can tell you from working in state government that when our mayors came down to Springfield, the legislators always made time. You always make time for your hometown mayors that come, because they're the closest thing to the constituents that as you can get. They're right there. They're the boots on the ground. They're in the thick of it. And so the legislators want to hear from our mayors, and they want to hear what the issues are and what they should be advocating for in Springfield, and what laws they should support and which laws that wouldn't be good for local government. And so our mayors play a large role in advocating. And so for me, it's putting all those voices together into one large group, and it's very effective. We've passed some great legislation through the COGS.
Wonderful.
It's very effective.
And Leslie and Mayor, you've stayed in touch in the 2021 year of the pandemic. Zoom has been a great factor for you with this.
It has, yeah, and we, in the past, we would go to various hosting cities and have our board meetings, and we miss out on a part of that, and I think we talked a little bit about that with the networking. That's important for people, and I would stop and talk to Mayor Schulke about something that was common for Batavia and Elgin that we needed to discuss. And that gets a little bit more difficult to do. But I think the Metro West thing with doing Zoom meetings, we see a change. We're having attendance has gone up to the board meetings. We've had a lot of people, city managers are invited, and they sit in and listen to what's the discussion, and I think that's important. So we'll see what happens at the end of the COVID, how this is going to shake out.
Less travel, more conversation we get, isn't that right?
Exactly, and especially during COVID, when our municipalities need our COG the most, when they need to talk to each other about reopening plans. What are you doing about your city hall?
Yeah.
About your meetings? It was a great opportunity. We already have those relationships to jump on the Zoom and kind of problem solve with each other.
Yeah.
It's a huge benefit.
Wonderful. And in late February into March, it was great to have City Hall open again.
Exactly, and it's getting people back into the community. When we talk a little bit, as Leslie pointed out, I had discussions about, well, what are you doing in Elgin with the restaurants? What's your plan for inoculations and vaccinations? And so we share those kinds of information, and it's critical to the operation of all the members of Metro West.
And what's your organization called again?
Metro West Council of Government.
And we can Google that and get all that information, can't we?
Absolutely, and we have our website.
And who's your current president?
Our current president is President Kevin Burns from City of Geneva.
And you know Kevin real well.
I
don't
do,
you?
yeah.
Been around a long time.
Yeah, he's great to work with. We've seen him at many events over the years, so
Yeah,
he's wonderful.
yeah, he's
Did we
great.
leave anything out, Mayor, Leslie?
No, I think that's, covered quite a bit of ground, and I think it's important for the people in the city of Elgin to understand that we don't just live in a shell here, we live outside of that as well.
Right, many of our issues are regional and we
Yep.
work together.
Well, wonderful. And you always enjoy working with the mayor.
Always enjoy working with the mayor.
Wonderful. You've been 2 years, you've been executive director?
2 years here, 6 years in state government. Before that, I was special education. So,
Where did you teach at?
Heinemann Middle School in Huntley.
Wow, and you, right here, as we wrap things up here, Mayor, any final thoughts?
No, Jeff, I'm looking forward to next month, and
Oh, that's right.
we're get through this COVID situation and get ourselves into spring and maybe have some events in Elgin for the first time in a year.
Wonderful, Mayor. And you're 1 month early, we're having popcorn next month.
Oh, well, I'll come back.
All right, we'll save you some.
Okay,
It'll be
great.
our next Zoom, we'll be having some for you. Mayor, we appreciate that great work you're doing so far, and we're beginning to come out of our shell a little bit, aren't we?
We are. We're moving forward, and we're being cautious, but we're starting to open things up. City Hall's opening up, and Staff starting to meet with people, and, you know, I see it from my standpoint, I don't meet as many people as, so we used to go to Metro West, I just don't do that anymore, but we do it from home and, or from the office, and I have a Zoom meeting, and we get our business done, but it's a little bit, challenging sometimes.
It is, but less time, because you don't have to travel, so it actually.
Well, that's always an important thing as well.
Yeah. Leslie, we appreciate you being aboard with this great information. You're the best regional act we've ever had here.
Well, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Mayor, it's always, you're a charm no matter who is here.
Oh,
So we're going to call that right there our March edition.